Hey guys, welcome back to Sloan's Garage. Today I bought a different set of headers for the Firebird. I'm in the process of putting them in. As you can see, they're like halfway fucking in. But before that, I had a set of Patriot like 8012, I think it was. People online said that they were a good cheap alternative and they fit the third gen car with very minimal modification. There we go. And you just had to, on the passenger side, like clearance the floor by beating it up a little bit, and then it was supposed to go right on. Well, I don't know if their car is different than mine. It shouldn't be. I had to do a lot more than that. I had to cut the fucking collector flange off and beat the shit out of the tubes on top of beat the shit out of the floor to get those in. And I end up welding the reducer straight to the header. I can't talk today. And so that's what they turned out to look like. I didn't like the way they exited, and it was going to be hard to do exhaust, so I decided to get the big block swap hooker headers, which are really expensive, and that's why I didn't buy them at first. But they're going to exit around the subframe, and then I was going to do like side pipes or something. And so that's going to be pretty cool. So that's the reason why I decided to go with these headers. It's going to make running the exhaust a lot easier on this car. Before, the exhaust I had on it hung really low. I never liked it, but I was too cheap to go to an exhaust shop because I only drive this thing a couple times a year, so to me it wasn't worth it. But so now it's going to have some little bullet mufflers right off the headers, and loud as shit, but it'll have a muffler, and I'll put in a picture of what these mufflers, so-called mufflers, look like, and you guys can judge for yourselves to see if it's going to be loud or not. If you're going to use these hooker headers, big block swap headers for this, the easiest thing to do is to plan ahead and have the headers sitting in there hung up by like bungee cords or something, and then drop the motor in, because the way I did it with the engine already in the car was a big pain in the ass. I'll show you what I mean. So I have the car on car ramps. I had to use my engine hoist to hoist the engine up off the motor mounts, which I have back in now. And also, because I didn't have enough height, I also had a floor jack under there pushing up the front suspension until it started to act like it was wanting to lift the tires up off the ramps, and barely was able to squeeze these guys in, but they're in. I haven't got them bolted up obviously yet, but they're a big old fucking pain in the ass to get in. So if you guys plan on doing this, plan on buying these headers for doing the big block swap on these third gen cars, just have the engine out, put the headers in there, and then set the engine in, because this was a big fucking headache. And if I had a car lift or something, I would have made it a little easier, but still, almost felt like it wasn't worth it. And they're fucking expensive headers. These are the painted ones, and they're only $700. If I would have got the ceramic fuckers, they're like $1,000. But anyways, that was my rant on that. Hey guys, so on these headers, I got them in and then had to take them right back out. I got ARP head bolts, which I think stand up taller than a standard like head bolt or OEM head bolt, and they were hitting the bottom of the header flange right here. So I took them off, and this one I trimmed, took a chunk off, and I'm gonna do that to all of them. You can see the difference, and hopefully that makes it clear. But this is fucking stupid. See, these fucking head bolts, you can see they kind of protrude up. You got a big thick washer underneath them. They protrude up pretty high. We can see every one of these bottom ones were getting hit. Paint's removed off of them. And that's what was going on. Hopefully, just by doing this little bit of trimming on these headers that are worth more than the engine they're bolted to be honest, but we'll make them work. So, another day in the life of Sloan. Hey guys, so yesterday, after figuring out that the headers weren't lining up because the head bolts, had to yank them back out, which was every bit of a pain in the ass as it was to get them in the first place. So then I cut like maybe, I don't know, 1/4 inch off the bottom of them. Tried to make them even, but I was just doing it by hand with the death wheel, so it's not perfect. But I was trying to leave enough of the flange on the bottom where it'll still seal good. But this one side, because they were a little more like rounded and stuck down, kind of like that. And I just tried to cut them straight and then use the grinder. And so now, gonna be test fitting one side. Hopefully I took enough off. I got both of them down last night, so if it fits, I can just throw them in and bolt them up. So I think I'm gonna try to do the driver's side first, because it seemed to be easier. Alright, I'll throw that in, and hopefully the bolt holes line up and all that bullshit. Well, got them installed. I guess they're worth the money, because I didn't have to hammer any tubes or anything. They're a little bit of a pain to get in, but other than that, they fit up really good. They're a little close to a couple brake lines that I had to move just a little bit. But other than that, like, I didn't have to, besides the trimming the flanges, but I think that was more because I had ARP head bolts instead of like a stock OEM head bolt that wouldn't protrude up as quite as high. But that was the only thing. And I think that was just in my situation with having the different head bolts. But hey, they fit in here nice and tight, but they fit. That was that side. This side, you see there's not much room, but they fit. I haven't tried putting in my starter yet, but I bought a mini starter, so it shouldn't be an issue. And then they come to the outside of the frame rail, and I'll be running, I'm gonna probably, I have some S-bend, so I'll probably have it go a little bit of an S-bend straight into a muffler, and it'll stop right where the floor starts going down for the buckets. So it's not gonna have much, but it'll have something. All in all, I'm happy. And the way they wrap so tight and do a 90, they don't hang any lower than the frame really, so ground clearance is going to be pretty good. I'd say that Hooker did their homework when they designed these. It was pretty cool. Alright, well that's it for this episode. Threw the headers in, they fit really well and all that, so I'm happy with it. Wish it would have been a little easier, but all in all, it was good shit. So, till next time, keep between the ditches, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It'd really help out if I could get more subscribers. But, alright, see you.